All right, Sean Zattel, FightHype.com, live in Las Vegas at Devin Haney's gym and camp. Man, we got everybody on hand. Got Darren Cunningham III, undefeated super bantamweight. Father and trainer Bill Haney. Prince Amari Jones, one of the top 152-pounders in all of America. Mickey Bay, former lightweight champion. And, of course, the WBC lightweight champion himself, undefeated Devin the Dream Haney. Man, we got a lot of...
Sound like Michael Buffer a little bit right there.
Man, that guy's good, isn't he? He's good. Sean, you got better, man. I'm telling you.
Appreciate you, Bill.
We always did working with you, man. You know, I mean, it's been a great day today. You know, first and foremost, I always want to thank God, but and more particularly today, I want to thank God because He made a thing happen for all of us. You know, Devin is of course, you know, the youngest world champion in boxing. Not only is he the youngest world champion in boxing, but he's the youngest promoter in boxing. So it did me an honor as being a president of the company, you know, to deliver a deal, you know, to the Russell family, great Mr. Gary Russell. But of course, I said, you know, we want to thank God, but also we want to give a special shout to Al Haney. You know what I mean? For letting, you know, this negotiation even happen. You know, win, lose, or draw, to give us the opportunity to have action at a fighter like Mr. Gary Russell. You know, thank you to Al Haney. Also, you know, we talks with Gamboa, thank you for that as well. Secondly, we got to thank Eddie Hearn, the great Eddie Hearn and the Matchroom staff over there is doing a tremendous job, and not only partnering with him, being the youngest fighter, but also partnering with him and have enough confidence that he can deliver big fights. Because that was the whole basis of the partnership, that Devin could deliver the big fights. Mm-hmm. You know, and that's what he's doing.
Bill, does that mean we have a fight? We have Haney Russell? Is it?
That means that Gary Russell now has everything that he said that he wanted on Instagram Live. Factually, that's what we sent. His brother confirmed that that's what he sent over, and he also confirmed that we would be getting a signature soon. So yeah, we did 2 workouts a day. We on our 3rd workout. If Gary Russell sent back the offer right now, we'd start working out again. So you see, we ready. You know, this ain't no play shit with us.
You know, Bill.
By all means, go ahead, Sean.
Well, you know, again, I'm not a business guy, and I understand negotiations are made behind closed doors. But does that mean, with no stipulations, does that mean there's no agreement Gary will have to do to have multiple fights on DAZN? It's just a 1-fight deal with a rematch clause. That means
that everything that Gary Russell asked for publicly, we've delivered to him.
Mm-hmm. I gotta ask though, is there some type of clause that says he would have to continue to fight on DAZN or nothing like that?
See,
just
when Devin get through whooping his ass, I thought that I was going to extend to come over here, but really he's not, because we got killers. We got killers over here, and we got Darren Cunningham, undefeated, and Amari Jones. Mm-hmm. They growing. We growing in the sport, and we're not playing around. You know, the cats have been around, and they want to party, and they want to hang out, and they want to do all the things that they shouldn't be doing. Need to watch out. DHP is the fastest growing company in boxing, and might be even in sports. You know, thankful to God and Devin the Dream Haney.
Mm-hmm. Does that mean, Bill, that these 2 young guns right here, Darren and Amari, that they may be able, and Amari, his pro debut, we might see them on a card, the next card Dev is on?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
You see, this nephew, he's been there with us since day 1. You know what I mean? I think he went with Dev on his first pro fight. Mm-hmm. He went to Mexico. Yeah, he been on day 1, man. This nephew, this Amari, this nephew right here from Oakland, born and bred. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna be there to see where he made his pro debut, and he's making his pro debut as well.
Now, Bill, I gotta ask, man, what have you thought about if that fight does happen? What do you think about Gary Russell when you watched it?
Just a little bit, just in case. Turn it off, bro. just in case Gary Russell act like he don't hear something. I said, just in case Gary Russell act like he don't hear something.
What have you thought about him though as a fighter when you got a chance to look at him, Bill?
I mean, I always thought I have a lot of respect for him and his family and the brothers. You know, I believe in that. You know what I mean? I believe in the brotherhood. I believe in family, and I think they epitomize staying together. He's the longest reigning world champion in boxing, and he's that for a reason. That's a boxing family. They got boxing, they got fighting in their blood. They fighters.
Mm-hmm. Do you find him as a better opponent than Gambo, a more difficult opponent, or not necessarily?
He's an opponent.
What year did Gary Russell become champion?
2015. He knocked out Johnny Gonzalez.
What year did I turn pro?
2016, I think.
Been champion longer than I've been pro.
You like the fight, Devin?
Of course. I mean, I feel like it's a good fight for me. You know, I've been calling out the top guys, but time and time again, finally we get a big name if he takes a fight. You know, because I just think that he's full of cap, that he really doesn't want the fight, and we shall see in the next day or so, because it shouldn't take that long to sign the contract. You know, everything that he asked for, we gave to him, so it shouldn't be much to go over. You know, everything that he asked for is in the contract, and it should be easy. He could have been signed it already. That's why I think that he's just full of cap, and he's doing it for attention. But we just got to see, you know.
What'd you think when he originally started calling out these guys bigger than him, first Crawford, then you? What'd you think about that when? Because it seems to come out of nowhere. It's so rare that a guy would call out dudes 2-4 weight classes above. What'd you think about it when it started?
It's cap. I think that is cap. That's why I called him Mr. Cap, because it seems like up to this point all he did was cap. You know. But we just got to see. At this point, we're going to see if he actually takes a fight or if he just was running his mouth, like I think he is.
Which fight do you prefer, Gambo or Gary Russell?
It doesn't matter. Either one of them is going to be the same outcome. You know, I feel like I'm just ready for whoever at this point, any style. You know, Gamboa is a good fighter. Gary Russell is a good fighter, but I'm just on a whole totally different level than either one of them guys. And I just hope that after the fight, you know, when I become victorious in either one of those fights, whichever fight is first, whichever, that I get my credit, you know, because I watched Gary and I seen that, you know, he keeps making excuses about the Loma fight. You know, one moment he had weight problems, one moment he wasn't focused, one moment yada yada yada. Nah, we don't want to hear none of that. You lost. You went in there and you lost. We don't want to hear about weight problems or, you know what I'm saying. You talking about weight problems with Loma, well, you going up, 2 weight classes to fight me, so I don't want to hear nothing about weight. We don't want to hear no excuses. If you're a true champion, you take your loss like a man, and you keep moving forward. We don't want to hear that. And now he trying to make excuses already before the fight even is finalized, saying, what do you say? Oh, I hope the judges. I hope If you gonna go in there and you feel like you so invincible and you feel like you really gonna beat me. Hold on, I'm about to order this shrimp fried rice because I don't have weight problems.
Yeah,
so I'm about to order this shrimp fried rice on the phone. She just came back, but let me get back.
You don't get the pork fried rice, champ?
All right.
We'll eat pork.
Okay.
Let me definitely.
Yeah.
Let me add to that. That make no mistake about it. Let's debunk the myth that Gary Russell is the most hunted man in boxing. You cannot be the most hunted man in boxing and a 20-year-old guy is looking for you and eating shrimp fried rice at the same time.
Can I get a shrimp fried rice?
Yeah, get a shrimp fried rice. Hey, give me 2 of them. Give me 1 too.
Okay.
Give me 1 too.
No onions or
You the chair, man. You should chair. Show him Sean. Sean.
What's up, Sean?
Sean got a mean brick, don't you? Do you got a mean brick, Sean?
For people who don't know, that's your backhand punch, right? That's your power hand when you let that go, right?
Hey man, if they ain't laying bricks by now, then they don't. You know what I'm saying? You got to be a certified bricklayer, man. You dig?
But Bill, how do you think the fight would ultimately play out? Obviously knowing your son better than anybody, and knowing Gary when you've seen him fight. I know, obviously, you think
Victorious.
dominant. fashion?
When we get through, it won't be no question. It won't be no doubt in nobody's mind.
What do you think?
There'll be no doubt in no one's mind.
Can I get broccoli instead?
What do you think about the size difference, Bill? Especially since Devin.
What do you think of the size difference? What fucking kind of question is that? What do you mean the size difference? At fight night, they're gonna weigh in at 135 at the same time. So what size? 135 pounds is 135 pounds.
But for one guy, right, he's the more natural fighter at that weight. So he's probably going to be the bigger, stronger fighter on fight night, right?
Somebody got big feet and big hands, and they short, and they got more leverage and you know what I mean, more snap. I mean, you know, tomatoes, man. You know what I'm saying? Let's not start that shit about the size. Dev is gonna whoop the shit out of that man. He gonna beat the shit out of that man. And it will be clear. No, it won't be no doubt. Sign, Mr. Gary Russell. We answered any demands that you said publicly.
Thank you.
And we say publicly, answer to the email, or let us move on to what we was doing and get back to the Devin Haney show.
Oh, and then he talking about he want to fight in December or something like that. Cause listen, I'm only gonna put it on the table because he tried to say something that he put out in the public what we wanted to put in the contract. He put it out in the public. So this is the only reason why I'm putting it out what he said. He said, oh, he want to fight in December. The dude wants to fight the day after Christmas. How many fights have y'all ever heard of a fight happening the day after Christmas? A weigh-in happening on Christmas? I was about to say he's full of cap. Like, come on, dude, stop the games. If you capping, let us move on. I'm saying, cause I don't have time to just wait and just, you know what I'm saying. That's what he does. He go take a year off and he, you know what I'm saying, take one fight a year, and you know what I'm saying. He waited his whole career. Me, I want the big fights. I want to make the big fights happen, and I want to move on. If you 126 pounds and that's what you're gonna do, you're gonna stay there, or you can go to 130 or whatever you're gonna do. Then let us move on. But all that cap and all that, you know, doing the stuff for attention, we don't have time for that.
Was part of you happy, though, being that all the lightweights are backing away from you, that at least the featherweight champion?
No, I'm not happy. No, because at the end of the day, I want to make the biggest fights happen. And, you know, Gary Russell is a big fight, but he's not the big. It's bigger fights to be made at 135. Is Gary Russell a good fighter? Absolutely. But, you know, after I beat Gary Russell, you know, hopefully the top guys in the 135-pound division will fight me.
It seems like one thing that was going to go into the Gamboa fight was a direct comparison, no matter what, between you and Tank, how you were going to do versus how he was going to do. Do you think this fight, being that they're both PBC guys, and they both talk back and forth, Gary and Tank, that if you beat down Gary, it helps make one of those big fights you're talking about, maybe Tank, happen. It increases the chance.
Gamboa is still a possible opponent too.
Right.
We're not counting nobody else. So, you know, we're not pushing. We're still looking at everybody just in case the guy doesn't take the fight. But what was the question?
Do you think, because, you know, they're both with the same promoter, that because you're able to make this deal happen, like it's progress towards making a Tank fight, being that, hey, Eddie Hearn, Al Heyman came together to make this fight, maybe it makes...
But is it really progress, or is it just cap? We got to figure it out.
I'm saying if the fight actually happens.
We got to see if the fight actually happens. You know, we could talk about it all day long, but it's no progress if the fight never happens. We got to see. We sent the contract. What's up? He had a lot to say before the contract was sent. He was doing all these interviews before the contract was sent. The contract's here. Where you at? You want ghost? Where you at? We want to see it.
How would that? Obviously, you've watched Gary as well. How's it go? What have you thought about Gary when you watched him? How's the fight go?
I haven't really watched Gary, to be honest with you. I mean, it's not really that much of his fights even on the internet. Maybe because he fights once a year, once every 2 years. I don't know. But I really haven't watched him like that. You know, coming up, I watched him a little bit. But to be honest, I really haven't seen Gary fight. But I know that he's a good fighter. He got a lot of experience. But at the end of the day, I'm just on a whole total different level.
There's a lot there. If this
and I'm not the type of fighter to say, oh, he's 5'4", he's 126 pounds. Oh, I'm gonna beat him because I'm bigger. Because I didn't beat bigger guys. My whole career since I was a kid, I would always beat up older guys. So I'm not saying that that's the reason that I'm gonna beat him. But my skill set and my talent and everything that I bring to the table is why I'm gonna beat him. Not because of size.
What would you say to fans of media, though, and I asked Bill about this too, that will try to discredit the victory or be critical of it because he's a featherweight going up to lightweight? What would you say to them?
I mean, they gonna say something about anybody that I fight. You know, it is what it is. You know, I can't please everyone. Of course, you know, I want to make the biggest fights happen. But if Gary steps up to the plate, he's going to be the only guy that has stepped up to the plate. You know, that's somewhat credible to the fans, as we can see.
And a lot of people, if that fight gets made, there's going to be a lot of talk about speed because some people think he's one of the fastest. Everybody thinks you're one of the fastest. What do you make about that? And do you think you're the faster fighter in there if that fight comes off?
I mean, I'm not a fighter that really talk about speed that much because I believe timing is everything. You know, you can have the fastest hands, but if you don't got timing, then what is it? I see him throw a lot of fast combinations, but what is it? You ain't got timing. If I'm not there, if you don't got timing, then what? You know, I got, 71-inch reach? We'll see how fast your hands is, because mine going to get there before yours do. Trust me.
Right, and this is what I mean. It's not to discredit it or nothing like that, but won't it be hard for a guy who's 5'5", I guess a guy who's 5'9", who knows how to use it, 5'4"?
I'll tell you what.
Won't it be hard for...
Well, I'll tell you what, Sean. What we definitely don't want to do is, we don't want to discourage the people and the fans to misunderstand that this would be one of the biggest extravaganzas in boxing of the year.
Well, it's
right?
a champion moving up to fight a champion.
Not only is it a champion moving up to fight a champion, it is the longest reigning champion in the WC boxing against the youngest champion in boxing. I mean, if this is not a passing of the guard, a passing of the torch, you know, a rite of passage, so I should say, if I'm saying it right. But all of the fuck it means is Devin beating the shit out that man, and whatever body he comes in at 135 pounds on the day before the fight. You understand what I'm saying? So he got his chance to grow if he want to hang from the ceiling and get taller. You know what I mean? Take his arms and hook him to the car and drag him to get longer. You see what I'm saying? But you heard it from the champ. You heard how he feel about it. And then you hear it from me. I have all the optimism in the world for the Russell family and everybody that has did so much. Shout out to Fanon Sports, Blue Blood, 7A, Trill Boxing, you know, H Money, Barbershop, Boxing Voice, FightHype, you know what I mean? You know, for all getting in it and making this shit happen and getting behind the best thing in boxing, the new face of boxing, DAZN, and everybody know it is time. The torch has been passed. Whether that guy show up or not, it's the Devin Haney show. And I'm gonna tell you one thing, Sean, please don't mistake it. Ask him the right words, right? No one wanted to fight Mr. Gary Russell at 31, but Gary Russell never wanted to fight nobody at 21. Do not mistake this for what it is. You're watching something, and to go back to ask the question about Gary Russell, because I watched him. Champ ain't watching. I watch him, and that's why I came over, because I heard about it. And he said he ain't watching. And I didn't want nobody to think that we didn't step into something that we didn't. I didn't watch him, and I watch him. And guess what, Sean? Guess what?
What's up?
I don't see shit special. I don't see nothing special. We done been to every gym in America, and I don't see him doing nothing special. I don't care how tall he is. I don't care how short he is. When you get home and you watch his fights, y'all play everything back. And then watch Dev and tell me if you don't see something special. I want to crash his interview. I just want to come in and say that. I'm gone, all right?
No, Bill. Hey, Bill.
Right.
No, Bill.
Yeah.
They say that in boxing, a little bad blood makes for a better fight.
Hey, man, skills pay the bills, man.
Got you. Forget all that.
Yeah, skills pay the bills.
You like that he's a southpaw? That makes it only.
It makes no difference. I like that he's getting in the ring.
Gotcha.
We don't know that though. We don't know that. We don't know that. Listen,
Listen.
I believe
Mr.
that
Gary
he's
Russell,
capped.
do not let me down. Do not let me down, Mr. Gary Russell. Me and our family have spent a lot of time like your family did spent. You know what I'm saying? We done met your demands. You know what I mean?
And we gotta get Amari his pro debut, man.
Hey,
Gotta
man, listen.
get-
Hey, listen. Amari and DC,
And
but
DC got,
tearing,
you know.
tearing shit up, man. You know? Yeah, they tearing shit up, man.
Mr. Cap, man, we gotta see it.
Hey,
We got the dude. Listen, the dude talk a
you're
lot.
giving him a new name, man. His name is Mr. Gary Russell, man.
Let me
You
tell you
saying
something.
what?
He do a lot of talking, right? I see his interviews. People send me his
You
interviews.
gonna say
him
Mr.
talking
Cap
like-
is his name? You giving him a new name?
Mr. Cap. Until he show me different. I see his interviews. He talk a whole lot, but it's a lot of bark and not enough bite there. You know, he do a lot of talking and shawty this, shawty that. Oh, I don't want to hear that shit. Yo, I don't want to hear that shit. That shit's clown stuff to me. Listen, I want you to get in the ring. You know what I'm saying? I don't know who he's trying to like talk him out of it, or you know what I'm saying? You can't do that with me. You know what I'm saying? I've been doing this since I was 7 years old. You know what I'm saying? I done been in there with the best of them. You can't talk me out of it. You know, he that's what he do. He try to talk you out of it. Say this, say that, say that. My man, sign the contract. That's it. That's it.
Real quick, want to ask one to Mickey, because Mickey so familiar with all the fighters, you know.
Ask him, Dev. Ask Dev. Hey, ask Dev the last time somebody told him that he had 1.5 million to pick up. I mean, how fast did you get over there?
Quick.
Man, we don't play about the millions, man.
Listen. Quick.
Man, okay.
And he ain't fought him.
No, I ain't
When's
what
last
you
time he
talking
fought?
about, man.
No. I was gonna say with
That's what I'm
DAZN.
saying is he gonna
When's
tell
the
you.
last
Listen to what he
time
gonna tell you.
Go
Listen
ahead, Dad.
Listen
When
to
was the last time he fought?
Gary?
Yeah.
February.
I know he fucked up. He's fucked up. He need this 1.5. He better take it. Take it. Quit playing. We don't got time. I'm moving on. I don't have time to wait.
No, we're not moving on. Hold on.
Listen,
hold on.
I'm moving
We
on.
did- no, no.
If he
Listen,
ain't gonna take the
listen,
fight,
let me
I'm
tell you.
moving on.
Let me
Listen,
tell you.
let's get it. If you're gonna take it, it shouldn't be much time.
Man,
Do
you
it.
got to listen. I'm telling you, Mr. Gary Russell, you have everything that you asked for. We're in this gym, you know what I mean? And we want to know what's happening. You know what I'm saying? Because if you with it, then we got a different turn up. You know what I'm saying? If you ain't, then that's what Champ just saying. You know what I mean? Then he gonna do something else. You feel me? We don't underestimate you. You know what I'm saying? But we ain't overestimating you either. You feel me? So
What do you think that fight, getting that victory over Gary, would do for Devin at this stage?
get us some more money. What do you think it's gonna do?
It's a name, which is important. It's a champion. That's always good.
No, okay. I mean, you know, in the grand scheme of things, you know what I'm saying? You know, but up until we get him in the ring and we have an event, you know what I'm saying? And each opponent, you know, gets out safe, and you know what I'm saying? Ain't no, you know, no casualties or something. Because that's the thing, is to get them to make the event happen and them to be safe. Because we on the outside, everybody watching. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I'm optimistic for the Russell family. And he like, man, they capping. I'm like, you know, I think that the thing can still get done because it's the biggest extravaganza in boxing. It's the longest reigning champion to come into boxing against the youngest world champion. When have you known a world champion at 21, even that, to step up to that kind of, you know what I mean, to challenge, you know, to challenge someone? Because Gary Russell wasn't the challenger. It was Devin Haney. By all means, when he started talking about the Bud Crawford stuff, Dev said to me, he said, Pop, man, he talking about 1.5, can we make that happen? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, listen, y'all don't want to hear what he asked for first. If I told y'all, and he don't even want this to get out.
Okay.
If I told y'all what he asked for first, y'all would know this man is crazy.
Was it double?
No. We got a deal done that Gary is comfortable with. Gary was comfortable with because Devin wants, Devin is shit. He want a lot too. Everybody wants a lot. You know what I mean?
Right.
Everybody wants a lot. It's a time where people at home.
That man wanted a lot. That man wanted a lot.
Yeah. Well, he listen. Devin, the way that you're gonna beat the shit out of him, man, this might be the end. This might be the end. But as a company, you know what I'm saying, and respecting all the other companies, with even considering to the great Al Heyman, what we said was Gary, you can ask Al what he want to pay for it, what you want to pay. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Right? Out of respect, he's a champ, and then Gary came back and he said, well, Al said that respectfully, you guys go on ahead and work. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead and work, and if y'all can come up to an agreement, then you come up to an agreement. That's why I say salute to the great Al Heyman for even giving this young kid here an opportunity here in the States. Even with our partnership with of course, the great Eddie Hearn and the Matchroom team. But for Al to give him an opportunity, it means the world to us, Al, and our family, the whole Haney family, man. You know what I'm saying? So I say that with all respect.